Well, the New York Knicks are champions, and the city is still basking in the afterglow of the victory in the parade, which was a truly magical experience. I mean, being in the crowd, I was around in Cortlandt and Broadway, got off the Cortlandt and Church subway stop, where luckily it seems like whatever things that have been set up had already been pretty much burst through, and people were climbing over everything around the sort of plaza there. But the crowds, as tight packed as it was, were overwhelmingly positive. I saw tons of people helping each other out, making sure people were okay, making sure children had space, sharing water when people got too hot or uncomfortable. Space was made for them to, get out cleanly and easily. Um, that said, people were climbing on trees, scaffolding, trucks, you name it, anywhere they could get up to get a better view. Little tree in the plaza had 4 people in it above me, and one of the trucks left on the street that people had climbed up on. Towards the end of the parade, so many people had got up on it, and someone, I guess, jumped or something, but the roof of the truck collapsed, and hopefully from my vantage point, I didn't see anyone seriously hurt by it, but it was just incredible to see the amount of positivity and the amount of people that came out across Manhattan, across Jersey, from the outer boroughs, from Connecticut, from Pennsylvania. Because so many New Yorkers have had to leave the city over the last 53 years, and this was just a reason for them to come back and to celebrate with the team and with the city. The NYPD says the number of people at the parade was about 2 million, which honestly feels like they capped that number and they could have had it much higher, considering that they started telling people that they ran out of space and not to come at 7:30 in the morning, and the parade wasn't even until 10 a.m. But that said, it did feel like, the Canyon of Heroes, as they call it, is very tight in a lot of it, especially where it starts in the Wall Street area. It's very difficult to get a lot of people into those streets and those corridors without having there be like serious crush risk and actual safety things. But around City Hall and above that area, I felt they could have opened up a lot more of it, shut down the streets, shut down the avenues, thrown up some screens and speakers, and fully leaned into it being a historic event. I feel like there's estimates that they could have had 5 million people, and I think that's something the NYPD probably could have tried to accommodate more if they wanted to. I mean, there was videos of crowds having to burst through barriers just so people had breathing space and room, and it was good to see that some of those barriers did get broken through. All that said, the day in the parade was still an incredibly magical and positive day. It was really beautiful to see so many different types of people from all areas of the city, all types of background, all sorts of ethnicities and religions coming together just to celebrate New York and to be, positive with one another. I really saw, the more crazy things are going viral online, but even then, there weren't many fights. There wasn't really pushing and shoving of people, except for crowds to get space through the barriers, like I said. But, people were climbing on top of everything, but, people were still staying, for the large part, safe. There wasn't wanton destruction. A lot of those letters that got torn off the buildings. I saw that happen too on another side of the building, but that wasn't really, very few of those were intentional. Most of the people would just accidentally grab the letters, and then the letters are not tightly secured, so they accidentally pulled off half the letter, and then they're sitting there with half the letter, and they were like, oh, this doesn't feel safe, and there's a metal spike, so let me get the rest of it off. Like you saw in that video of that one woman who went viral pulling off that N. But it was a beautiful thing to see the ticker tape, the Valley of Canyons and Broadway, just all of that flowing, and to see all of the legends. For once, the Knicks organization doing a really great job embracing everybody. To see Patrick Ewing there, to see Clyde Frazier there in a classic old car, which I don't know the name of, but it looked beautiful. To see all of the players get their due, and then the support staff of the organization as well. To see them all get keys to the city, and to see City Hall done up with all their jersey numbers was just beautiful. Said it before, but thank God we have Mondami as mayor right now for the completely apolitical reason that he's a good public speaker who understands basketball and could weave those two things together into a incredible speech, which can be enjoyed just for its rhetoric and its use of language. It really is completely apolitical, and as long as you have an ounce of care for New York City or the Knicks, will make you just want to run through a wall. Um, so it's great to be able to see him in his element, to be able to, not have it just be a string of the most boring politicians and then James Dolan talking about themselves before, the ceremony and the handoff. And then Keys to the City was very cool. Alicia Keys and hearing about like a million people singing together was very cool. And it could have been even bigger. I mean, it'll never be like this again, this collective euphoria of people looking out for each other and wanting to take place in this historic buildup of, 53 years, people going out to celebrate for loved ones and people who are no longer there or physically able to. Um, you could tell it just meant a lot to so many people. And it was beautiful to see, like what the NYPD said, 2 million people come together in positivity and, to support the city. And it was a day to remember and really a beautiful morning, even if it was humid as fuck.